And we're off. Good morning everybody and welcome to another Sunday morning show. I have got a busy week ahead of me. I know you probably all think that I play golf every single day. However, that's not the case. I make it look like I play golf every single day. Just coming out for a few holes here this afternoon. I know it's a morning show, but I've teed off at 2:45 on a Friday evening. Just trying to get a few holes in before it gets dark. But like I said, I've got a busy week this week. I'm been filming with Joe the Pro.
Is sound working? Are we all right? Cool.
Over at Parkstone. Didn't have a chance to really catch up with him regarding this show, but we did some great filming over there. Already edited the videos that we've put together for him, so he's quite happy with those, I think. And then later on in the week, it's a break pass series, heading down to see Gilly at Newquay. Haven't played with Gilly for some time, so looking forward to getting down there. And also, I feel like Newquay Golf Club owes me something, you know. Last time I played there with Gilly, we did a break par there, shot 7 over, blowing a gale. So I'm hoping that this week's going to be a little bit better. So we will catch up with him. However, title of this video, new wedges. Yes, I'm trying out some new wedges. I'm going to share those with you before we go down to see Gilly. And then I'm going to share with you a little tip that Gilly shared with me some time ago about wedge play, and hopefully it can improve not only my own but yours as well. Nice touch by greenkeepers at Churchton Golf Club. I think there's a lot of greenkeepers out there now picking up flags like this. Remembrance Day, 11th of November, which is going to be tomorrow. Today is Sunday the 10th, so I think actually this is Remembrance Sunday. So lovely touch for the show, eh? It's out. The wedges that I'm actually going to have a little test with right now are the Sugar Daddy 3s. Sugar Daddy, Mac Daddy, I don't know, there's a lot of daddies going on here. However, I've convinced PXG to send me a couple of their wedges. I've got the 52 and I've got the 58, and the reason I've gone 52-58, which is an old kind of setup that I used to have in my bag, is it allows me to put something further up the top. I've been struggling a little bit, that gap, you know, my 5-wood going into a 4-iron, the gap is just enormous. So I've kind of been toying with the idea of putting in that 2-iron. That's all right, but if you're having an off day, then 2-iron isn't the best club to be hitting. However, there's also an old hybrid that I'm going to be sharing with you today as well, but this is what I'm tinkering around with. Sugar Daddy, I got 52 in the 10 and 58 in the 10. I wanted a little bit more bounce, if I'm honest, out of the 52, but that's as kind of as high a bounce as they would get it. I like to get it in and around the sort of 12s if I can. The more bounce you have, the more you can hit down into the shot and get that kind of club spinning up a little bit more. So that's why I've done that. And then 58, again, I've had 60s in the bag for such a while, but all in all, I mean, they're gorgeous, aren't they? Absolutely stunning looking clubs. And spin wise, I mean, am I looking for spin? I'm not looking for a great deal of spin, to be honest with you. I don't want that ball revving back too much, especially with wet conditions that we're getting right now in the winter. So anyway, we're going to give them a go and just see how they go for me. Not a bad first shot in there, but ultimately I'm still left with about 20 to 25 feet here. So relying on the putter once again. Travel. Don't swing, don't swing. It didn't travel and it did swing. I know what you're thinking. What was Dan hitting there from 205 yards into the breeze on the 3rd onto the green? Well, I'll share that one with you after we've been down to see Gilly at Newquay, and I'll also share with you the tip that he showed me when we were down there that's going to help with the wedge game. So I'll see you at Newquay. Well, we've arrived, the beautiful Newquay Golf Club. Just grabbed the buggy, catching up with Gilly. We're going to get out onto the golf course, do a break pass series. It is windy. Every time I come to Newquay Golf Club, it is blowing. As soon as that went in the air, it went. Yeah. Just on the breeze there. I said it was going to be about 15 to 18 mile an hour, but you turn this corner and already I reckon it's a 25-mile-an-hour wind. So this is going to be a tough day for Chris and I. I'd like to catch up with Gilly, see how he's getting on. Also, I'd like to see how they're getting on the golf course, because I know they've been doing some changes, possibly with bunkering and things like that. So it'd be nice to get out there and have a little look. But see if I can find him in the pro shop for me. Look at those beauties.
By stock alone, you.
Look at that. Are they golf shorts?
I get picked on all the time. This is nasty. It's bullying, this is.
I mean, I know the beach is just around the corner, but do you sell a lot of board shorts? I bet you got a surfboard rack out the back, haven't you?
You finished? No, I don't sell very many board shorts. I don't think we sold one pair, so have we? No, I don't think we sold one. So we got them on a cheap deal from the rep. A typical head pro. That's a cheap deal. That sounds like a good idea.
Well, I think there's somebody out there watching this that likes a nice pair of board shorts. He's doing a little deal on them. So if you give the pro shop here at Newquay a call. Oh, look at those. What's the best breakfast here?
Everything.
Everything's good on the menu.
Yeah, just chuck it all on a plate.
Welcome to the Sunday morning show, by the way.
Oh, thank you. It's been a while, isn't it? Oh, look at the barnet. That's
Lovely.
all going.
That's all going, is it? Just like your surf look. Do you know, there are two magazines that I like to collect whenever I come into Cornwall. Cornwall Living.
I've never seen it. Okay.
You've never seen the Cornwall Living?
Oh, yeah.
It's like a bit like Devon Life. Do you remember Devon Life? There's also the Drift, which I actually really like as well.
All right.
That's £10 that one though.
Where are you seeing these things?
These are in the front door of any golf club that you walk into, certainly in Cornwall.
That
but again, look at that.
Oh, that's Fiocc though. That's just lovely.
Is that a nice spot?
Oh, it's beautiful.
South Cornwall.
2.5
Guy
million.
price 2.5 mil.
Yeah.
How many miles, brother, would you need to sell to get that?
I don't think I can afford that shed. Do you know what? I never even knew this was even in here.
There you go.
Learn
something new every day.
Beautiful.
That's absolutely perfect, I would say. Surfed at all this summer?
Very little. It's been blimmin' horrible, mate. Honestly,
the weather's not been great, is it? It's not been a great year in the UK.
It's just been crap. It's just, you know, it's been either too windy, or it's been too cold, and even with a winter suit on, it's blimmin' freezing.
Yeah.
So no, I reckon if we've got in half a dozen times.
That's a shame.
Yeah, which is, you know, when we only live 500-600 yards away from the beach, it is a real crying shame.
Exactly what you tried.
So tell me about the changes. What have you done with the bunkers then?
So we've had a lot of our greenside bunkers have been got this eco bunker. Don't know if you've heard of that, but it's like the revetting. So when you would have been Saunton and stuff, and you get the layers of turf. For want of a better phrase, it's kind of old driving range mats.
Okay.
But they're constructed in such a way where you have the revetting. So eco, which means because all the plastic is recycled plastic from the mats anyway.
Yeah.
There's then not a lot of man hours, not a lot of chemicals you need to upkeep them.
Yeah.
Because obviously, as you're more than aware here, it gets quite windy, so the sand doesn't get blown out of them. Yeah. And visually, they look fantastic. So, you know, we're in a spot in the minute. So we've done probably not quite half of our greenside traps. We've done a couple of fairways and stuff. But the plan is to get the shaper in again for next October.
Will you do them all over time?
Over time, they will all be done. Yeah,
right.
There's going to be some bunkers that I think we've got the potential of taking out still.
Yeah.
And I think there's a potential of putting some in.
Yeah.
But initially, it's to try and get all the greenside ones done because they haven't been touched probably since Harry Cole designed the place.
The man himself.
The man himself. So yeah, and that's what 130, 40 years ago.
Do you know who his good friend was?
Vardnator? No.
Not the Vardnator. Well, probably.
Shame if it wasn't.
The Great Doctor.
Was it?
Yeah,
there you go.
They were good mates. They were good mates.
What, did they go up on the piss?
Well, I think the Great Doctor did, to be fair.
He had a couple of kebabs, I bet. He was in Sailors at 2:30.
The Vard's shaking his head.
Oh, the Vard's with a glow stick and a whistle. Amazing.
Oh, You've knuckled it as well.
Go on, up you go. This is nice, Gilly.
Well, so this massive area here to the right of the 8th, if you ever played here, beautiful view obviously, but could never grow grass here because everyone had trolleys or walked up or buggies or what have you.
Yeah.
So what they've done, they've reshaped it, put a load of grasses, natural grasses in here, made a couple of paths to the different tees, so you're going to have big mounds and 2 like different tees in there, and it's just going to visually look a lot better. But obviously it's kind of quaint, isn't it? It's kind of nice.
Well, it's in keeping with the Links golf course for a start.
If you have a look just behind it, it's exactly the same shape, same everything, which is going to end up here. So we just need to hope this takes and blows up really, which would be great.
They are having a little fight over Gilly's ball. They've run off with it. He's got it in his mouth. Off he goes. He spotted Gilly coming in his buggy. Not sure we can air that.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this trip that we got with Graham, March.
Oh yeah, are you going on that?
Yeah.
Oh great.
We've got two teams coming from here.
Oh wow. I mean, we've got like 20. I think we've got 20 people from the DHG brigade.
Oh, perfect.
That are that have signed themselves up for it.
Oh, well,
because I know Graham's putting on this time, because last year it was just purely amateur stuff.
Yeah.
And I think he's putting on a little pro prize for us.
There's going to be at least half a dozen pros going.
Oh, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, brilliant.
So there'll be a little pro-am thing as well.
Well, then it's going to be busy, because there's going to be at least DHG's got probably 4 or 5 teams in that now.
Yeah, so that'd be awesome, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
And we got 2 from here, and I know Nick Rogers is looking at putting a team in from Falmouth.
Right.
And Terps wants to take a team as well. So.
Oh, Terps.
Yeah. So
Matt, now that I know you're going, I know my red wine consumption has gone up by about 3 times.
So Dan getting involved with the locals. Just on the back of 11 here, there's another clown, brilliant. Dan still chatting, hind legs off a donkey, anyone? Starting to look that way, isn't it? I would suggest he's going to chip this. He's back up the hill, back into the breeze. Not too dissimilar to the chip he had on 15. So you're going to have to hit this very firm to get it all the way up there. He's hit a lovely shot in there. Oh, Daniel.
Cool, that was a bit blowy, wasn't it, in the end?
Look at that barnet.
They said that it was going to be around 15 to 18 mile an hour. I mean, that was 15 and 18 mile an hour, 20 mile an hour before we even kicked on.
Well, they lie, don't they?
Yeah, with 30 mile an hour, I reckon it was 40 mile an hour gusts.
Yeah, that was, look at that barnet.
I know, it's just flapping, isn't it?
Honestly, I feel like Donald Trump.
You could put as much product as possible in that and it still would flap.
You could put concrete on it, I think it would still be flapping around. But anyway.
Always nice to come down and have a game.
Yeah, thank you for coming down, mate.
Nice to see some changes going on.
Yeah, so
just feel like it's improving here all the time. What is it with you Cornish?
We're heading in the right direction. That's all you can ever do, isn't it?
Yeah.
Apart from that,
little touches, isn't it? Like the net's behind you. I know you haven't got a big practice facility, so having a decent net is always good.
Definitely.
But how's things been with you this year? I mean, we've not had a chance to really catch up on the channel, to be fair.
So retail's been pretty poor, as everyone's been, I think.
But it's not been the best summer, has it? So
we haven't had one.
Exactly.
We
so therefore the knock-on effect of that. But then has green fees been alright?
Green fees have been good. Green fees have been up. Yeah,
so
we've seen lots of people.
You've had the people coming through the door.
Just people aren't spending.
Yeah,
they're just not spending money, which is understandable. I think so. So all the guys around here, I think we say this on the channel before, but own B&Bs, hotels, campsites, where else have you? They all say the same thing. They're seeing people, but you know that secondary spend of a jumper, fish and chips for 4 or whatever it is, just hasn't really been happening, which is a shame.
Any changes going on in the shop? Like, I know you stock Under Armour a lot. I know you're a big Callaway lad. Like, have you seen some shifts that you want to make?
Yeah, so I've dropped TaylorMade. That's been a real bad one for us.
Does that because I always think TaylorMade comes into shops, then comes out for a couple of seasons, and then it comes back in depending on what they're bringing in. Is that completely for you?
Yeah, 100%. But we're going to go back to Ping. So back in February.
It's a solid brand.
It works.
And it kind of nicely probably positions itself financially with what Callaway do and what they do, because their price points would be just a smidgen different.
But also as well, it's 2 completely different products, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know Ping have got better product for the better player.
Yeah.
But Callaway seem to cater for the better player more than the needer as such, where Ping seem to cater much for the kind of golfer that needs that bit more help, etc.
I think Ping cater for the guys that know they're realistic.
Yes.
And Callaway cater for those wannabes.
Yes. Well,
and I'm not saying you're a wannabe.
Is that why I
in the Callaway kit?
You got a point. You got a point. It's not a good one, but you got a point.
Well, that's all right. Anyway, we're going to go for a bit of lunch. But thank you very much for your time out on the golf course. Great to see all the changes that are going on with the bunkering and everything.
Yeah, we'll get with that.
Fantastic to see this golf course in great shape, considering the weather we've had.
Indeed.
So all the best this winter, and I'm sure we will get out on the golf course again very soon.
Indeed. Nice to see you again, mate.
Cheers, mate.
Take care.
Oh, that was a blustery day. Oh, better get the set now. Go in. So, back to the wedge game. Key ingredient that Gilly sort of said to me was that I tend to get quite handsy with my wedge game, which I know there's so many of you out there that are pretty much the same. Some of you that struggle with the yips a bit, thin it a bit, fat it a bit, those sorts of things. And Gilly talks about connection. So you can have things like putting, you know, a towel under your arms and swinging with that position there, which is all about keeping the elbows connected to the body. But what Gilly talked about was having the butt of the club almost feeling like it's attached to your belly button. So as you turn with the club, don't let the club kind of get away from your body too much. So having that position there, just getting the sensation of keeping the elbows connected to the body, keep that weight just a little bit on your left side or forward leg, and then just feel like there's connection, and then the turn that goes with it. And that just allows you to just get the sense that there's no hit of the shot, it's just purely done from a turn of the body. And it's the same with pitching and chipping. You just obviously just lengthen that swing slightly, and you're making sure that the body rotates. Don't be afraid to allow the hips and the shoulders to just turn back and turn through. Don't try and feel like you're hitting at it too much with your hands. Keep that weight on that sort of lead leg, and then just turn back and turn through. And I mean, that's a pretty good shot for me. Bit of a divot there, but Gilly is probably one of the best wedge players that I have seen, like consistently good throughout his kind of career as being a pro. And that's the one thing that he focuses on. He focuses on being in a barrel and just turning around that barrel and keep that club connected, keep your elbows connected. Don't get those hands getting away from you. Don't let your arms get away from you. That's what leads to inconsistency of strike, and then ultimately inconsistency of the result. Now, something else I've been thinking about whilst you guys have been down at Newquay with Gilly is I've been thinking about my hand pressure when I'm putting. And I know I'm going into a lot of detail today's video, but there's just something that I've been thinking about, which is which pressure point is best, as in which hand is going to be best for me to get control of the actual putter itself. So for some of you out there, just like me, you've probably struggled with the yips. And I am somebody that has struggled with the yips, and it comes and goes for me. So I can be really, really good one day. I can kind of get away with it. You'll see me on videos, and I have had the yips on videos. So I actually think that one hand is going to be the damage hand. That's the one that's going to cause the problem for you. And I've just been on the third green back there, just practicing this and just thinking about which hand is it that causes the problem for me. And I literally just held onto the putter and just felt like I gripped it a little bit firmer with one hand over the other. And when I use the right hand, this is the one that I feel that the putter can kind of get away from me a little bit. Whereas when I put pressure on with my left hand and just let my right hand just kind of sit on the putter, still guiding it, but just kind of sit it on there with less pressure point, I feel like I get so much more control over the putter head, and my distance control, again, so much better. Now, this is something that is not going to work for everybody. Absolutely not. This is for those people out there, and you know who you are, those people that get the jitters a little bit when they're putting, struggle over those short putts. For me, it's struggling with longer putts. I've always struggled with a longer putt. So having control of that club head, really, really important. So for those of you that do struggle with your putting a little bit, just give that a go. For those of you that are confident with your putting, ignore everything I've just said. Because for me, putting is massively a confidence game. And if you've already got confidence, then don't mess about with it. Now that club, the Bodge Together club with the Pebble Beach head cover, is the Tour Edge Exotics. This is the XG, is it a C or an E? Don't even know. XEG4, let's call it. So hybrid, came in a graphite shaft. I put a steel shaft in it years ago when I was an assistant pro here at Churston, sort of botched it together. I'm not even going to let Joe the Pro look at this or even touch this because he will be not impressed, put it that way. But it's always worked really, really well for me. I'm not sure really why I took it out of the bag, if I'm honest with you. I think when I started working a lot with Titleist, I kind of experimented more with their stuff, and this one kind of got put in the back of the cupboard really. But 205 yards this one goes pretty much, so it bridges that gap really quite nicely between the 4-iron and the 5 wood. Steel shaft, a little bit heavier. Again, I've always struggled with hybrids, but this one always seemed to work really well for me. Catch them in the toe, turns over a little bit too much, whereas this one, I feel like it kind of, I get a bit more control of it, probably because of the weight of it and the shaft. So that is the little toy that I'm going to be putting back in the bag, and now that I've got those wedges in there, just gives me a bit more space. Get back there. So far back there. So I think that's it for this week's Sunday morning show. I've had a lot going on, as you can see. Hope you enjoyed last week's Sunday show with the bull hunt with the family down at Perranporth. Hope you enjoyed then the vlog that I did at Perranporth with the kids. I'm really quite excited where the opportunities can come from that, because I know they enjoyed it. It was great to get Laura out there. I know a lot of you enjoyed the fact that Laura was back out playing, and the fact that she beat us, which is, well, her and Bob beat myself and Charlie. So we've got to have another match at some point. Where we have it, we will see. But I do want to get that match going again, because that was a lot of fun. It got the family together, and I know you all enjoyed it. Also, another thing, I've got some merch coming. Got some new designs come out. Got a new hat. Got a few other little bits and pieces that I want to share with you, so those will be coming over in the next couple of weeks, I believe, ready for Christmas, so put them on your Christmas list. And I think that's it. Don't forget, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Big thank you to you all for watching and sticking with me. We're not far now, are we? A couple of hundred more subscribers and we are there. 50,000 subscribers incoming. I can't wait. It's going to feel good when we get there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your support. I'll see you again. I'll see you next week. More pressure with the left hand. That's all it is. Just knew I was going to hold that.